Okay, we're live. Someone who just Coog just commented.
Washington State.
The only timer I have has Drake Toll's face in it, so 4 minutes. Like, there's no one get your expectations up. What? They should be. One of them. I used the other one to kind of block her thing from the light a little bit. Because I put the light right next to her thing, and so it was really right in her eyes. So I blocked it so that there's light in the room, but not right in her eyes. It's complicated. I'm sorry. Sounds good. Okay, have fun. Sleep well.
Sleep well.
Paper beard shag. This is parlay. There we go. Dude, look at that.
Holy
They had
cow.
8 runs in 1 inning. That's one of the things I want to talk about is that they're going on crazy hot streaks.
So are you gonna show me the stuff, but it's just not gonna come up on here?
I wasn't planning on. I mean, well, I guess no. That's a good point. I totally can. Or maybe I'll just explain it. I don't know. I don't know if it's helpful to like show it here, but not for them. You know.
Yeah.
I think it might cause more confusion. Okay. All right. Do a quick thing on Instagram.
Yeah. Dang it! I was gonna record me when I got in and like.
Oh, I should have recorded you. Sorry. We can do it again tomorrow. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was just saying. Yeah. If you, I would say we're about to go live. You're like, I just barely got it. Whatever you want to say. But I'll let you prepare that while I get the link. Dude, we got 9 people. Perfect.
All right, it's some behind the scenes look right here. I literally just walked in to the Airbnb that we're at. My drive took 2.5 hours longer than it was supposed to take, so I missed the entire games, both games. I was trying to listen to it, didn't work very well. But here's a little behind the scenes. This is our little setup right here to go live. Brandon's over there. We're about to go live, so yeah, you'll see this vlog after we went live. It's kind of crazy.
Okay, we are about to go live literally in less than a minute, so be sure to join us in the live stream link right now.
I literally just got in. My drive took 2 hours longer than it was supposed to.
Okay, let's see how it goes.
Oh, we've got people from that like consistently get on. This Adam guy and the Sam
Heck
guy.
yeah.
From Washington State. Nice. That makes sense because you're a
Okay.
Washington State fan. 13 people on. Wow.
Okay, so when this pops off, we should be directly on. So
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Those were some crazy games tonight. We're really excited to break them all down, but I think first Sammy needs to tell you a little something.
Yeah, so the plan here, so we're in Anaheim now. We're going to be going to the game tomorrow. But the plan here was I was going to get here in time to watch both games, and it was going to be a fun night, just chilling. When I left my place, it said that I was going to get here at 6:20. I got here at 9 o'clock. That's how crazy my drive was. There were multiple times I was on the I-10 and I was going a grand total of 0 miles per hour. It was absolutely insane. I've never experienced traffic like this. I stopped 2 times. 2 times. That's it. The entire a 6-hour drive took almost 9 hours.
Yeah, so absolutely crazy. Sammy literally just pulled in minutes ago, and so we put this all together. I've got the notes from the games that we were watching. We're watching both side by side, so this one's going to be a little different. I'm going to be kind of breaking it down, telling Sammy what happened, and then you'll get his live reaction as he hears what went down.
Yeah, because I was also trying to listen to the game while I was driving, and of course connection wasn't working, and I wanted to be safe while I drove, so I wasn't trying to mess with it or anything. So, yeah, it did not go well. But the good news is I was safe. So that's
Exactly.
Yeah, and we're here. We're doing this. So I'm getting a first time look at these games, but I'm excited to break it down. Go Party Animals. I did see the very, very end of that one. So
yeah, so let us know in the comments. We're in a different place right now, so if you guys can hear us well, everything looks good, let us know. But let's see as we go from here. So we've got Coog, LOL, LA traffic makes sense.
Well, that was the crazy thing. I was expecting that once I got in. The first one, so you're driving and the Apple Maps shows you like if there's traffic or whatever.
Yeah.
And I see, okay, there's red coming up, and as soon as I stop, I look down and it says traffic. It's red for the next hour and 2 minutes. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But I was still in Arizona at that point. And so it wasn't even the LA traffic that was the worst. And then that was construction. Okay. I was so ticked off. We will get to the games, I promise. I was so ticked off because I literally, it was bumper to bumper for an hour. And it was just because we had to merge into one lane for less than a mile because there was some construction equipment. They weren't even actively doing construction. There was just construction equipment that was laid out in the right lane for less than a mile. And then after that, we just kind of went, got out into the other lanes again, and we were just fine. Okay, we'll get to the games. I'm a little flustered, but it's fine. I'm here.
Yeah, we'll get it. You guys will definitely hear more of that throughout today's live stream, as well as on the podcast this week. Definitely a core memory of Sammy's, that additional stuff. So let's see. As we get into here, want to call out. We put something in the chat before. Let us know where you're watching from. Wanted to call some of those out. So hey, Adam, thanks for joining. Watching from Alabama. Sam, thanks for joining Australia. That's awesome. Koo from Washington State.
I'm from Washington. Awesome. Yeah. Let me know where from. I'm from Vancouver, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then Celtics fan, welcome from Massachusetts. But yeah, it was a really, really great game. Positive news, you get the game tomorrow. Can't wait for you. Yeah, we are so pumped. So really wanted to call out again. One of the Bananas, Anthony, he was able to swing us these tickets when we had him on for an interview. So really grateful to him. And if you want to check out his interview, it's on this channel right here. It was a really great opportunity. And that's been something really fun, is getting to interview some of the players. So
for sure. Yeah, we're so thankful for that. And yeah, we are so excited to go to the game tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. I drove while I was driving in because I was not supposed to be driving in during the game. I was supposed to get here about 40 minutes before the Bananas game started, but because of what happened, I was driving in, and I drove past Angel Stadium as we were getting here, and I saw it completely packed, yellow everywhere. It was awesome. The lights were shining bright, and I was like, I'm going to be there tomorrow night. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's crazy, and watching them sing.
I need to grab something to show everyone.
Yeah, go for it. So yeah, when they do the Coldplay song "Yellow" and everyone's got the flashlights, that moment watching that was super cool, and it made me so excited to see this tomorrow because we went to a game with 17,000 fans in Mesa in the Chicago Cubs spring training stadium. We've never seen Banana Ball in an MLB stadium, and it's sold out. So we're super excited for that. While Sammy is bringing something here, I wanted to call out a couple things. So HSM Gal 92, South Carolina, thanks for joining. Coop says he's from Spokane.
Spokane, yeah.
Spokane.
Nice,
Okay,
nice.
I'm not from Washington. Don't at me in the comments. Kinsley from Austin, Texas. She's my 9-year-old niece. Nice. Thanks for joining. Brookie from St. Louis. And I got a couple other comments we'll get to in a second. But thanks for letting us know where you watch from. It's really cool to see that you guys are from all over.
Yeah. So whoever was watching the live stream last Friday, yeah, you deserved that, Brandon. Okay, whoever was watching last Friday knows that I was really upset because my firefighter shirt had not come yet. But I just wanted to show this is what I'll be wearing tomorrow. Super happy about it. Yeah, I filmed a really dumb unboxing video of that on my Instagram. If you want to go look at that, it's funny because my son was watching me, and he was just saying some funny stuff. So yeah, the whole thing was kind of silly. Anyway.
Yeah, it was a great video, and you definitely, if you haven't followed us on Instagram, that's where a lot of Banana Ball stuff is going on with the players. We're interacting with them there, and Sammy and I each have a Banana Breakdown Instagram that we kind of show some stuff on, so you definitely want to follow us there. Celtics fan, Sammy shirt will win the game. Go Firefighters!
Oh yeah, it's gonna win. It's my good luck charm.
So here's the funny thing. It depends on what you want to say. The Firefighters have lost all 3 games so far. So if they win tomorrow night with Sammy wearing the shirt in person, I think the Firefighters are going to have to welcome us back for home games.
That's a good point. It's kind of throwing me off because we're somewhere else and we don't have the little leaderboard there. So, but yeah, well, I was kind of looking behind like, oh yeah, 03. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I am the good luck charm. All right, this is the craziest one I've seen.
Wow.
That is awesome.
May's watching from Denmark. Thank you so much for joining. I do have to ask, with all the time zone things, what time is it in Denmark?
Yeah.
It is 9:12 currently. We're watching in California because we're going to the game tomorrow. But that's absolutely crazy. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, and Celtics fan, it's probably like past midnight for you. So thanks. Thanks for coming on. Yeah. And all the South Carolina past. Yeah, I want to know what time it is in Australia as well. I guess send us what time it is in your time zone. Okay, I promise we will get to the game. I promise. All right.
So yeah, let's get into the games really quick. Someone needs a Tailgater shirt. Yes. So that is on my birthday list. So hoping to get that here in the next few weeks is the goal. But we'll see.
6:12 in the morning. Nice.
Wow.
Good morning. Hope it's been a good day so far.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Future.
You're a whole day ahead of us. Coop says Dutch Banana Ball team in 2030. Hey, we could get an international one sometime. We'll see.
Yeah. Oh, and then don't forget Samantha says she's in Arizona. Thanks. That's my wife. Love you. Miss you.
Okay, so getting into the games, breaking down the high level, and then we'll go a little bit deeper. So the Firefighters Bananas game, the Firefighters scored 2 runs, got 2 points, and the Bananas got 5 points, total of 8 hits apiece. And then the Bananas got 13 trick plays, and that might not be accurate. We're looking at the actual scoreboard at the end. It says that the Firefighters only got 2. I feel like watching the game there were more than that, but that's what it says on the official scoreboard. And then for the Texas Tailgaters and Party Animals, this is where it gets really crazy. So in the points category, the Tailgaters had 3 and the Party Animals had 5. But in the runs, the Tailgaters outperformed. They had 13,
It's crazy.
while the Party Animals had 9. And we'll talk about this a little bit later, but 8 of those runs were in one inning.
That's wild.
They just went off.
I feel like, if I'm not wrong, that they had a similar type one last weekend, right?
So, yeah, they had two innings where they were super hot.
Yeah.
And then it only amounted to those couple points.
Yeah, so that's a really interesting thing to kind of remember here. You know, the you only win a point if you win the inning, and so the Tailgaters have some really, really talented batters, but if they can't stay consistent throughout the entire game, then it's not going to do them very well. You know, it's not going to do much for them. So that's really interesting to see. Yeah, I mean, I only watched the very end of this, but that's really interesting to see.
Yeah, and we saw that with the Firefighters as well, as they went on a couple hot streaks, but it only amounted to a few of those points. But the Firefighters were looking really good tonight. There were a couple really cool plays that they pulled off, and a couple things that I wanted to call out. So before the game started, Sammy, you would have loved this. You're going to have to watch the replay. So they had Matt Leinart, football player, 2004 Heisman Trophy winner, come on to do the first pitch that counts, and he has the banana ball in his hand, kind of looks at it, tosses it to the side, and they throw him a football.
Nice.
And he throws a football from the mound, a perfect strike to Bill Leroy. And so the first strike of this game was from a football.
So what would have happened if
it
they
was
would
a
have
ball?
Well,
oh no, there's no batter.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I'm so frazzled from the drive still. Yeah. Anyway, that was a dumb question. Sorry.
You're good. That's what would be. It would be really cool if they pulled something like that, like you get to actually face off against the batter.
Yeah.
With a banana ball.
Sorry,
obviously.
I'm so fried right now. That took so much out of me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So one of the reasons why we wanted to do this tonight again is to call out that we'll be at the game tomorrow. Let you guys know that we've got a lot of fun content planned for you, and to bring that to you guys. Definitely want to let you know about that. And again, we can't show some stuff on the screen like we could in our normal post-game live streams. We're a little bit limited with our on-the-go travel. Hopefully we can figure that out on the next one. But let's see. I had it on mute, but what happened with Ryan Cox and Vincent Chapman in the second inning? So I saw that, and I didn't know for sure what happened, but it seemed like there was a miscommunication on the count. Like that he thought that there was less strikes than there were or something like that. And then like Vincent like stopped the game and then we went 3-2. Like, okay, everybody, this is what the count is.
Okay.
Reset everybody, and Ryan Cox looked frustrated. So there was some sort of miscommunication there. So didn't know exactly what happened on that.
Interesting. Yeah, it's been a while actually since we've had some umping issues. I think was like the second week or third week of the season. There was some issues with the ball count and the Anyway, they actually had to change a rule.
Yeah.
The
safe harbor rule.
Yeah, the safe harbor rule. So it's been a while since that happened. So interesting to see that. I mean, I'd be frustrated too if I was Ryan Cox and there's miscommunication there. But
yeah, I think that's something. I mean, that's an interesting conversation to talk about. Of like in baseball, they take it so slow that it's easy to tell what the count is. But in banana ball, with how fast they keep going, I mean, I would like if I was in there, I would get confused all the time of what was a ball, what was a strike, what's the count at, because they're just laying them in there over and over again. So yeah, definitely understand that.
Yeah, I mean, there's been times, the production crew is phenomenal. I don't want to, call anyone out, but there's been sometimes, especially last week with the Party Animals game, where the count wasn't even up to date
on the
live stream. Yeah, so that got a little confusing at times, but yeah, it's super hard to follow. It's just it was super interesting. Talking to Brett Carson last week. You want to check out our latest podcast because we got to talk to him after the game. It's like a 15-ish minute segment inside of that podcast, a regular breakdown podcast. But he was talking about like how quick it was because we're talking to him about, in showdowns he really was just an amazing pitcher. He almost led the Tailgaters to that comeback victory. But he was talking about how like he never shakes, and like he was saying how he does that anyway because he just wants to keep in the groove. But the banana ball kind of forces you to do that because you're trying to throw as fast as possible, and so he just like the catcher will give the sign, and he's just like, all right, that's what I'm gonna throw, and he just goes for it, and just like it's just so much faster than regular baseball where you see this, almost a conversation that the pitcher and the catcher have where he shakes and they try to figure out what's the best pitch. But here it's like, okay, we're just going to feel it in the moment and we're just going to go for it. And that's one of the nicest things about banana ball there.
Yeah, and while Sammy was talking about that, we had some back and forth in the comments. So just kind of wanted to highlight that on screen for anybody who missed it. Coog was saying last year didn't Vincent Chapman get suspended for something in a game, and Adam called out that there was something that happened 2 years ago with a tussle with Eric Jones, and there was some sort of suspension. From our end, we actually don't know. So we got into banana ball literally for this season. So we've been super excited diving headfirst into it, but we've seen a couple things from the previous years, but haven't really dove too deep into it. So Adam, thank you so much for bringing that up and adding that context here where we didn't know. So appreciate it.
Yeah, really appreciate it. You guys you're great fans, and it's an awesome community to be a part of.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so a couple other things. I wish I could show these plays right now because Reese Alexiades had an amazing night. And it's always fun when that happens because being able to talk to him, I understand so much more about his character, why he does things, some of those additional things. And this is his hometown game. So he said in the interview, he was just going all for it to try to get as many plays as he could for all of the people that he knew that were in the stands. So in one of the first innings, he had a diving catch and like full extension dive. It was really awesome to watch. And then he pulled the tornado catch back out. And
oh, nice. He hasn't done that in a while.
He has not. He did it twice this game.
Nice.
And one of the times he was in a full sprint, and then he like jumped and twisted and caught it.
I mean, he did that in Disneyland too.
Yes. Yes. If you didn't see it on Instagram, he posted catching it in front of the castle, which was really cool.
Sweet. No, that's awesome. Yeah, he hadn't done it in a while. There were a couple times where the cape got in the way, and so it's super impressive that he's able to do it with the cape on. So super happy for him that he was able to do that in his hometown game. I know when we were talking to him, he was really excited about this game coming back for this. So that's awesome. And he gets another one tomorrow.
Yeah, so it was really cool to see. He was actually showman of the night, had a really, really good game. So excited to see him in person tomorrow. And we'll release some of this a little bit later. But if you didn't know, I was able to go to Disneyland for Savannah Bananas Day on Wednesday. And one of the really cool moments was they were doing a parade, and the players were coming down high-fiving everyone. And Reese came up, and he saw me. And he was like, "Hey!" and gave me a high five, and it was really funny. He had to keep going, but it was just a really fun moment where it's like he recognized me, and we were able to have that moment.
That's so funny. Sweet. He's a really cool guy. We kind of made a funny connection when we were talking before the interview started. He was telling me, he went to Pepperdine. Makes sense, from California. But I went to BYU, and BYU and Pepperdine were in the same conference for many years, and we made the connection that we probably had crossed paths before because I worked for the BYU baseball team, and I was at the games, and I had to be on the field to set some things up, and so I was at the Pepperdine games, and so it was just kind of a funny moment where it's like we probably had seen each other before. There was no reason for us to have talked in that setting, of course, but like we had crossed paths, and just kind of a cool, funny moment there.
Yeah, it was really. I kind of wish we would have just like clicked record early on to like have some of that, because some of those conversations before we get started are kind of the best.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, so let's see. So we got a couple more here. So Coog, I think I'm more Party Animals fan than Mariners at this point. LOL. This year's been awesome.
Hey, that's exactly me. I grew up a Mariners fan. I honestly don't remember the last Mariners game I've watched, but I've watched every Party Animals game this year. So, yeah, that's funny. Both from Washington, both Party Animals fans. Something in the water up there, I guess. We're the life of the party.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely no party down here from Arizona locals. And then Sam says that's where the fan challenge was made. I'm assuming that's referencing the Vincent Chapman game that was talked about earlier. And yeah, kind of crazy how one play can change the game forever. That's one of the things that I've loved about Banana Ball is something happens and it's like, oh, we need to figure out something. We need to add another rule, and they can make a change like that. Where some of the other leagues have all these bureaucracies and they can't make those changes, and so it's really cool to see how quickly they can make some of those changes.
Yeah, I know. I was listening to a podcast today while I was driving. They were talking about some of the possible changes to the NFL playoff system, and they were just talking about how you need there's 32 teams, and so I think you need 24 of the team representatives to say yes to a certain change. And I don't remember all of it. It was so long ago. That was the first podcast I listened to on the drive. But yeah, so it's just it's way different. Here you see something that is a problem in the game, you can just go in and change it, and it makes it better. It's fans first. It's all trying to make the game better, trying to change things as we go. So yeah, that's a lot better than trying to get through all the bureaucratic nonsense.
Yeah, and I love this one. The fact that the MLB was talking about the Golden Batter this year shows the impact. Yeah, there was legitimately, the commissioner said that he was floating the idea of bringing the Golden Batter into the MLB, which was absolutely hilarious. And one of my brothers is like a hardcore baseball fan, and he was like, no, they should not bring this into the MLB. And I think that was the general sentiment of MLB fans. It was like, do not taint our game with this.
Yeah. All right, Adam has a hilarious comment. Yeah. I do think the Party Animals could beat the Rockies right now. The Rockies are so bad.
Yeah. The Rockies are an MLB team, and they have an absolutely horrible record. I think it's something like one of the worst records since like the 1800s or something.
The crazy thing was the White Sox were so bad last year, and the Rockies are breaking all of their bad. They're on pace to be way worse than the White Sox were, and people were talking about the White Sox last year as one of the worst teams in years, and now the Rockies are just awful. So yeah, I think the Party Animals, honestly, at this rate, I think the Tailgaters might be able to beat the Rockies.
Yes. Well, especially with that showing, they got 13 runs tonight.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, this was also highlighted. There was a couple of viral social media posts that kind of said like, hey, it was like a joking post of like, the Savannah Bananas are going to be moved up to the MLB, and the Rockies are going to be downgraded because of how bad they're playing. And like, some people thought it was serious, and it was so funny to see.
Well, the Rockies couldn't do any of the trick plays, I don't think.
No, not at all.
I don't think the Rockies could win a single game in Banana Ball.
They would just strike out from stepping out of the box.
Yeah, exactly. Or bunting or something dumb like that. Yeah, there's my hot take for you today. The Rockies would not win a single game in a Banana Ball season. There.
That's a very hot take.
Clip we got that. Throw it on social media. Have people hate me. I don't care.
It's a good thing we got the Firefighters to help put out such a hot take like that.
Yeah. Well,
you'll see him tomorrow, so
yeah,
you can see him. That's for you. But one of the other things I wanted to talk about was in the Party Animals versus Tailgaters game we talked about last weekend, how it was just Drake Toll in the booth. Brett Hilton was in the booth tonight with Drake.
Good. Yeah. So Drake's throat wasn't bleeding.
I sure hope not. Drake, if you ever watch this, let us know if your throat was doing better after this game.
Yeah, that was so funny. You told us, if you were on last week, he came on and he said that his his throat was bleeding after calling the crazy game with the showdowns and everything, because he was just by himself. So I'm glad that he got some help. I think someone said earlier that they want Brett Helton out there all the time. Here we go. Where is it?
There you go.
Here it
From
is.
Coug.
From Coug. I want Brett Helton and Drake Toll Booth permanently. Great duo. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. Hear some of their hear their chemistry and everything. He finally has a friend. I hope we're his friend.
That is true. I sure hope so.
No, that's funny.
But leading into another discussion topic that I wanted to bring up. So I watched the game last night of the Texas Tailgaters versus the Party Animals, and something happened in that game that happened again tonight that's been pretty concerning for me as a partial Tailgaters fan. So first things first, I think I'm fully half Savannah Bananas, half Tailgaters fan now. And I know this because watching the game last night, it like broke something inside of me seeing the Party Animals win 5-1. And
you just hate the Party Animals.
I think so. They're just too good. I got to go for the underdogs.
Yeah, that's fair.
But so the Texas Tailgaters last night and tonight threw so many ball four sprints. I was trying to pull up the website to try to get some of that, but it's not loading right now. Like, I want to know how many there were because it was really bad, and they were in really bad circumstances. Where I think last night there were at least 2 innings where the walk-off was a ball four sprint, and then it happened again tonight where multiple points were scored off of those ball four sprints. And one of the things I've seen is the Tailgaters batting is absolutely phenomenal, but their pitching is good in a lot of ways, but the ball four sprints is where they are really, really struggling right now because they're just giving up so many of them, and they're giving them up in very crucial moments where you can't be doing that.
Well, my question is, was their ball four sprint defense any better? Because it was a little rough last weekend.
Yeah, it's gotten a little bit better tonight. I think I'm trying to remember, the games are blurring together, but I think last night there might have been a couple other issues with that, but it was mainly on the pitching side where they were just giving them up in times where there's a person on second or third, and so they're just giving up a free run for the Party Animals.
Yeah, that's so disappointing, especially in those moments where just get it over the plate. Ball four sprints, because of how different that is from just a walk in baseball. It can be just terrible, devastating.
Yeah, and I think that's something that like Brett Carson was highlighting in our podcast last week. He was mentioning like in those moments you can't think don't throw a ball, because then it's gonna mess with your mind and you're gonna do that.
Yeah,
and so I think that could be something where there's so much pressure in that moment of like, if you throw a ball here, you lose the inning. And so under that pressure, it just can be so hard to not get it over the plate.
Yeah. That was a great call out there with the interview that we had with him, where it was cool to get into his mind. Holy cow.
Yeah, it was bad.
I don't have last game stats, but tonight there were 9 ball four sprints with the Tailgaters. Yeah.
That sounds about right. It seemed like we were watching both games, so I was like going back and forth, but it was just constant. And I think that there was one inning where I think that there were 3 of them allowed in one inning. And the excruciating thing watching this was the Tailgaters scored 2 runs. They had a 2-run barrier, and then they give up a ball for sprint to tie it 2-2 for the inning, and then they gave up another one to blow it and give them the 3rd run. So it was really hard to watch in that instance, and that's not a fun way to watch the team lose, especially knowing that they were able to pull off 8 runs in one inning. Like, they're doing an incredible job as a team. It's just that last little cog that they've got to get. If they can get those ball four sprints under control, I think they have a chance to win this whole season. Like, they are a very solid team right now.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with their offense. But yeah, that pitching really needs to be cleaned up. But I still think the Party Animals are going to win the whole thing.
Of course you do.
Out there.
But yeah, again, these are some of the Tailgaters. Like, this is like their first time pitching in banana ball. So like they're getting used to the circumstance where they used to have more time between every pitch.
Yeah.
Now they have to pitch faster. They're used to, hey, a walk it doesn't affect it as much if there's a runner on second. Now you have a runner on first and second versus here, you walk someone, it's a ball four sprint, that person scores. Like, so the stakes are higher.
Yeah.
You're playing in front of sold out fans, bigger crowds, all of these things. So there's a lot more stakes for them on the first time. And I think it goes back to our previous post-game live stream of there's just some of those jitters. Because I know these guys are great players, and I think they're going to be able to clean it up over the next few games. I think it's just some of those first couple game jitters.
Yeah, I know I couldn't do it. We brought up the coaching situation last week where I was proved wrong, and I said that there's a reason why I just talk and I'm a podcaster, not a coach. Yeah, there's a reason why I'm not a player too. I wouldn't be able to handle any of that pressure.
Even without the pressure, I couldn't get it over the plate ever.
That's fair. All right. This is crazy. Fourth inning, only 6 at-bats. There were 3 ball four sprints.
Yeah, and so that's how they scored. And they scored 3 runs in those 6 at-bats, partially because of those 3 ball four sprints.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be a huge focus going in this next week at practice and everything for them to just make sure that they clean that up, because you can't sorry, I got distracted. He's pulling something up to talk about next, and I got distracted. Yeah, you just got to clean all that up.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that the 2 of the teams have a week off next week, and I'm trying to figure out who they were. So the Texas Tailgaters and the Firefighters have the week off next week. So you can bet that that's going to be some of those heavy practices next week. Is
for sure.
Hey, let's focus on that side of things, and how do we train those players? How do we get some of those things so they can come back swinging the next time they come up? So
yeah, I would love to see you practice one day.
Yeah, no, yeah. We would love to go and see some of that. That would be awesome. Okay, so let's see. There were some other pretty cool moments. Again, the 8-run inning for the Tailgaters was absolutely awesome. And then, okay, here was one that was pretty funny. So this is one with the fan caught foul balls. So Stilts come on the mound with 2 outs. Unfortunately, gave up a couple runs, and then he got out of the inning because a fan caught the foul ball. So it was just a really cool moment where it was just like the Bananas fans knew that they needed a little bit of help, and so everyone was like waiting for it, and then catch the ball and get him out of that inning.
I hope that we catch a foul ball tomorrow.
That would be incredible. Very unlikely, but that would be incredible.
Yeah, I actually don't know where we're sitting, so
hey,
I haven't looked at that yet.
That's how you know that the game would be scripted, is if they hit it right to us in a crucial moment and we catch it.
That would be hilarious.
You got your magnetic glove for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Bring it towards you.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the other things that was really interesting tonight with the whole Disneyland thing this week, one of the main players in that was Jackson Olsen, huge Disney fan. And one of the things.
Did you watch his reel of all the desserts that he was trying? I was getting a stomach ache watching that. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, oh my gosh, I could not do that.
He probably did that like within like an hour. But the funny thing was, is if you watch,
too much.
I bet he only took like.
Yeah, I'm sure that's all it was. But still, I couldn't do it. It's just too much sugar. I mean, yeah, I like sugar, but watching that just made my stomach hurt.
Yeah, so Jackson got to do some really cool stuff at Disneyland. So did the other players, but especially Jackson had some really cool connections with Disney parks. And so there were some really cool videos that he was able to make. But one of the things that I want to talk about with tonight is there's some really cool, like in baseball, they just do the eye paint just below. But in banana ball, they get real crazy with it, with all the different things. And so today Jackson had a Mickey Mouse on his face. And like that actually could fit to like be there more frequently. But
yeah, we've got some creative ones. DR Meadows has the cross, right?
Yeah. Noah Fisher has the fish. I love that one.
Yeah. Ryan Cox is the smiley face, right? Yeah. So
Terrell Prime has the prime arrow.
Oh gosh, does he have a endorsement deal yet?
I don't think so, but he could get it from either like the Drink Prime or the
or Amazon.
E-commerce Amazon, yeah.
Yeah. And he needs to get an endorsement deal. Needs to be in some commercials. I mean, he should be getting paid for having the logo there. We're all thinking about Amazon Prime. So, come on.
Yeah. But yeah, as we go forward in this, if you're wanting us to talk about any pieces about tonight, or if you had any questions about tonight, leave it in the comments down below so we can add it to this live stream. But yeah, we're really looking forward to this. When we went to the game earlier this season, it was Party Animals versus Bananas, first one of the season. So, and it was one of our first games, watching it all the way through. So that was really fun to watch. I'm so excited to see the Firefighters in person. It's going to be really fun to see how it goes and seeing them against the Bananas. And even as a Bananas fan, I'm kind of hoping that they get a win here. I mean, they're already 0-3. Hopefully, Sammy's their good luck charm and they can pull it off.
Yeah, I'm really hoping we're going to be rooting hard for the Firefighters tomorrow with my brand new shirt, and maybe we'll get another one there as well.
Yeah, we'll see. Adam, there were an unusual amount of hit by pitches or beanballs in the Party Animals and Tailgaters game tonight. There were 4 of them. That is absolutely crazy. I saw a couple of them, but I didn't realize that there were 4 of them. That is so many in a game like that.
No fights?
No fights that I saw. So.
No water balloon fights?
There was a water balloon.
There was.
Not between the teams. It was one of the on-field.
Oh, okay. The
promos.
Promo things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nothing too crazy. But yeah. Do you have anything else? I think we might need to close this one early. Sammy is exhausted,
so tired
from the drive, so we might be closing this live stream off a little bit earlier than we were expecting. Again, our goal was have Sammy drive up. We would then watch both games super slowly, just sit back, watch the games, and then get here. So we'll maybe talk about a couple more things, but we got to get Sammy to bed so he can be ready for the game tomorrow.
It's going to be an epic day tomorrow. Yeah, I'm really excited. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. And then Sam, thanks for that. Yeah, so Mark Smith, the designated runner, he's in a frog costume today.
Oh, awesome.
So he did that for one of their celebrations, but then when he was on the base path later, he just stayed in the frog outfit. But the funny thing about that, it was interesting, is if you go back and watch on the Banana Ball YouTube channel, the tryout that Jonathan Luders was in with the unicycle, Mark Smith was also in that tryout, and he was wearing a shark costume. And he said that, like, his nickname growing up, whatever, was Mark the Shark.
That's right.
And so it was like,
I remember that. I somehow did not piece together that that's the same person.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, we'll see. Maybe he'll just be Mark the Animal. And he's just constantly in different animal costumes as he's running around the bases. Because, like, Flash on the Bananas he has that whole, like, motorcycle helmet.
All right, like that. You got to tell me about this one.
Dude, I did not see that. What in the world? Andy Cosgrove ran the bases, stole a base, and scored without shoes on? Dude, I didn't even see that.
How did you miss it?
I mean, for the record, the Party Animals Tailgaters game was on our laptop, and the Bananas one was on the TV.
Yeah, you're mainly watching the Bananas.
And then also we were kind of in and out again. Like my wife and I and our daughter were actually at Disneyland today with we had to schedule some stuff differently. So like we were then running and getting our stuff into the Airbnb. So we were kind of getting stuff situated. So I missed it.
It's been a really crazy day for everyone involved. Thank you so much for joining, because today did not go as planned at all. Yeah, so we weren't able to give as deep of a breakdown as we would have wanted to for these games, but you're definitely going to want to check out the podcast episode for this week. So we'll film that on Monday after watching the game live tomorrow. So we'll have some stuff from Savannah Bananas Day at Disneyland, some more stuff from the games from tonight, and then the live game tomorrow. So we'll bring all of that together and put it out on our podcast. It's a weekly podcast where we break everything down, and occasionally we'll have interviews from some of the players. We do have some players and other behind-the-scenes staff interviews that have been lined up that they've said that they want to meet us and do that. So we'll have some more coming out in the pipeline that we're super excited for. So if you're not already, make sure to
subscribe so that you don't miss that out. But if you also don't like to listen to your podcast on YouTube, we are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. So if that's easier to listen to them there, you can find them there as well.
Yep, and then we're also going to have some other content coming out on our other channel that you'll want to subscribe to. Just Banana Breakdown, not Banana Breakdown Podcast. You should subscribe to both. But that other one we're kind of working on a vlog right now too with our trip. And yeah, so you'll want to see some of that stuff. That'll have like clips from podcasts. We're going to throw on the Brett Carson interview on there here in a next little bit as well. So you want to subscribe to that to see clips and shorts and all that stuff. So any short form content.
Yeah, so thank you so much for joining us for this live stream today. We appreciate you guys being here. No, it is super late today. Whenever there's these West Coast games, it makes it really hard to do some of this stuff with how late it is for everyone else in the world. But appreciate you guys being here.
Or how early it is in Denmark.
Yes, I can't believe that we have someone from Denmark and Australia that joined today.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Yeah. And yeah, thank you guys. And thanks for, being regulars at this point, right? Like Sam and Adam and Celtics fan. Seen you guys around a lot. And welcome Coog, or super. Oh, it's lunchtime here. That's what Sam says in Australia.
Oh
lunchtime.
My gosh.
You are so far in the future. How is tomorrow? Please let me know. I'm really curious.
It's May 31st there. That's crazy.
Wow.
So that means if we were in Australia right now, in our time, we would be almost about to go to the Savannah Bananas game.
I guess so.
That's how far in the future you are.
Almost midnight here. Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks for staying up.
We'll get this wrapped up so you guys can get to sleep as well.
Yeah, seriously, sleep is important. I need sleep really bad.
Well, anyways, appreciate you guys. We'll do some more of these post-game live streams soon, and we'll talk more on the podcast this week. Go Bananas.
Go Party Animals.